Hey guys, what's going on? We got another PvP video here today. We're doing Turbo Cleave at the start of Season 3, and things went pretty okay at the start. Had a little bit of a fall at the end, but it is what it is. But to start off, we are fighting Holy Priest, Arms Warrior, Marksman Hunter. Now, in this matchup, we're going to be wanting to sit the Marksman Hunter, prevent damage, prevent CC, and that way we can also cleave the warrior on top of him. At the same time, the warrior is cleaving us, but the hunter has a lot less defensives. As you see, he turtled pretty early there, which means that's now on a 3-minute cooldown. He now only has, I think it's survival tactics and exhilaration, so it makes it a lot easier. Um, for those of you that are here for enhance and maybe wondering what build to run, uh, I'm running Storm currently. If you get Force Set, I think trying Elementalist would be worth it. Is it going to be better? I honestly don't think so. Storm is just so simplified and so much frontline damage from Storm Strike that I think it might be better to just stick with. Although Elementalist does have that split pressure push, and also it does have a bit more of a range capability and not relying on Ascendance, but I think overall, um, Storm is just better. But on to the match. Basically, I want to kick the Priest whenever I can. You always want to make sure you kick him on Holy. Even for a Disc Priest, make sure you kick the Penance. Don't worry about Shadow, because their healing spells come from holy spells and not shadow spells. That's very important to remember. But here I saw the hunter pop true shot, so I'm like, okay, I'll just hide around the corner for a second, LOS the damage. There's no point in me trying to run at him, taking it to the face. But here they make a quick swap to Marcellus, and they almost kill him. I get a quick healing surge, and I think he got an impending rush, and it thankfully saved him. And then here we get GA pretty early, and then they get a nice shockwave on both of us, but I had an Ascendance proc ready, and I'm able to just take out the Hunter. Like, GA already procced, and then we just sat him, and Hunters can fall so fast. It's unbelievable. But on to the next match. This one was a bit interesting. It's Mistweaver, Arms Warrior, Havoc Demon Hunter. Now, Havoc Demon Hunters currently have a reputation of doing absurd amount of damage due to their rework and stuff, but they didn't seem to know what was going on, I guess. Um, I would have thought the Mistweaver would have been running Fist Weaving with this kind of comp, and looking now, he has Chi out, which is a Fist Weaver ability. That's so odd. I think he probably just started trying Mistweaver and doesn't know what's going on with it. So, but anyways, we're gonna try and focus on splitting between them, hitting both the hunter and the demon hunter. Demon hunters are very squishy, but they're very slippery as well, meaning they can get away pretty quick. They also have blur, which is a 1-minute cooldown that's basically as powerful as evasion. But as you can see, he kind of just fell over inside his darkness because darkness is a chance to absorb damage and not a guarantee. But I think the issue was the Mistweaver. I don't think he quite knows what's going on with Mistweaver yet. So hopefully he figures that out soon, knowing that the build he's probably running is Fist Weaving. On to another match. This one, we made a mistake at the start, but we fixed it up to win the match, thankfully. But for the most part, we're going to be sitting the Destro lock. Now, Turbo excels at target swapping. So when the Warlock baited here, we should have just started hitting the mage, but instead we both ran after the Warlock once again. Like, the mage is right in front of our face. We should definitely hit him and not worry about chasing. But the Warlock doesn't quite get too far, thankfully, so we go ahead and hit him. Also, try and kill the Observer whenever you can. I know it's like up in the sky and it's dumb, but it is very important to kill. And the reason behind that is because everything you do is going to hit you because you're like you're a spell weaver still. You are a melee, but you're also a spell weaver, so it's really dumb. But anyways, I'm watching the monk for kicks. I'm also watching on the mage to try and go for hexes whenever I can. I did forget to take grounding here, so we're taking an absurd amount of damage and I can't do anything about it. But here, the Warlock got a Havoc off. I was too late to get it off Marcellus before he casted Mortal Coil. That would reduce the Mortal Coil just to me and not hit both of us. Very important to watch for Havoc. But here I go for a Hex. I eat the kick. So that means Shook isn't going to get kicked by the mage. And then I go for another one. The Warlock gets me. They have no kicks for Shook. Shook is now free casting, but I also precog the monk because I'm really bad at kicking. But here I get a hex off on the mage, reduce damage. I don't know how it broke, to be honest. That's really weird. But here we go for the Warlock. We should have swapped to the mage already. I don't know why I'm sitting here hitting the Warlock through the dumb bubble, but the mage would take so much damage, as you'll see later on. Shook is feared, so I drop Tremor and use a totemic projection to move it to him because he's out of my 30-yard range. That way it does break it. And I'm not sitting there like a monkey wondering why isn't it breaking. But here we chase the Warlock once again, where we should have gone for the mage because he's right in front of our face. He is easy target for the most part. He does have a few blinks, but at least we could hit something, force the monk to spend mana on healing him, and then switch back to the warlock. It's very important as Turbo to do that kind of damage so that way the healers can faster. Like our goal is to the healer as fast as possible. But as you see here, we get a really fast ice block on the mage. Like if we had been doing the switches earlier, we could have had blocks so much sooner. But here the monk is casting. I'm waiting to kick because there wasn't much. Here he does clear casting, so I can't do anything about that. So we're still going after. He doesn't have bubble, but though I think the warlock has port in a second here. Yeah, it just came up. I'm hiding because the mage is sending damage. I don't want to get hit by too much because I don't have grounding to save myself. But here we cage both of them. Gets a nice double fear. We switch to the monk for a second because he's the closest target. Get a lasso on him just to kind of scare him a little bit, but he's completely out of mana. The mage is super pushed up. So I pull him around a corner, kick the poly, and then I start wailing on him because he's way out of position. The monk is trying to drink. That's ice block. I see the monk trying to drink, so I drop a root totem to put him in combat. That is one of the best utilities of Shaman is having your totems at like 40-yard ranges because you can stop so many drinks. And Earth Grab does pull out a stealth, so if a druid goes for a drink, you can drop it on top of them and they will stop drinking. But here, the monk is completely and can't do anything for the mage, and we're able to take him down. So against a comp like this, switching is very important, especially if it were to be a Resto Druid. I don't think we would have won because we didn't do enough switching early on to force the mana. But on to the next match. We were expecting an extremely high amount of damage here because Augmentation Havoc combo is absolutely terrifying right now due to the changes to Demon Hunter. And honestly, we were quite surprised with how lackluster their damage was. I'm not sure if all the monks have just grabbed this new build and don't know how to use it. It wouldn't surprise me because a lot of the monks had like lackluster healing. It was really a surprise to see that. But here we get the monk bubble on himself, so we're like, okay, augmentation is free game right now. Marcellus gets a nice fear on the or the Mistweaver, and we just start wailing. He LOS's his healer, and he goes down. Even though his cheat death proc, we were able to kill right through it. Had no issues. But they're gonna still try and play because Havoc is Havoc, and it's an absurd spec right now. We actually did a few rounds as Boomkin Havoc because we kept getting destroyed by them, and yeah, it's pretty free game. It's kind of insane. I'm expecting to see some nerfs to Havoc and maybe some to Moonkin. But on to the last match. Frost DK Arms Warrior, this is also known as TSG. Uh, they're going to go for a major setup with the grip, the healer in, and blind, and then the DK is going to do his whole shabam. Basically, I ran off to the side to avoid the blind and be prepared to save Shook. I know the priest wants to mass the spell here, so I make sure to safe interrupt. And we're just going to wail on the DK because they are very vulnerable to physical damage. As you see, the healer is struggling to keep him alive. Like, he's just taking so much damage. We both went for the kick there, but either way, it worked out. Um, as you see, there's the life swap. I switched to the priest for a second just to try and scare him a little bit, but it ended up that we were able to kill him because I got an Ascendance proc. It's pretty lucky on that part. But that is going to be it for the video. Hopefully you're enjoying Season 3. I really am with the new enhanced changes. It's really fun. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helped you in any way if you needed it. And I will see you in the next one. Later.